Hello, dear viewers. Today I'm going to be analyzing the political parties in the Bihar state elections for this year. Let's get started. Hello, welcome to Global Nationalism. I am a global nationalist. I support nationalism in my country, India, and in all countries around the globe. Today I'm going to be talking about Indian nationalism and current events. The current event I'm talking about today is the upcoming Bihar State Legislative Assembly elections. In this video, I will examine the parties participating in this election and compare and contrast their ideologies. I want to make a disclaimer before I continue this video that I am not a member of any political party. I have not given any money or received any money from any political party, and to make sure that I am not making this video as propaganda, paid propaganda for any party, but I must make a forewarning that I am uh, sympathetic to the BJP party. I view them as a better party than others in India, although I'm not a fanatic supporter, I'm not a blind supporter. I do prefer them over others. I'll try to be accurate and honest, but I may make some have a bias in favor of BJP. So just so you know. And without further ado, let's get started. 2025 Bihar Legislative Assembly election for all 243 constituencies is scheduled to be held on October or November 2025. There are two main alliances in this uh, election in the State Assembly of Bihar. The alliances are National Democratic Alliance, called as NDA. The second alliance is the Mahagathbandhan. And in this video, I will not be going through every party, only the major parties that are likely to win this election. They are the Bharatiya Janata Party and Janata Dal United National Democratic Alliance, and the Rashtriya Janata Dal and Indian National Congress of the Mahagathbandhan. Now, first I'll start with the RJD. The Rashtriya Janata Dal has a premise of social justice and secularism as its ideology. Social justice is the ideal belief that certain communities have suffered injustices and therefore must get collective justice, and instead of what is normally considered as individual justice for certain individuals. This is a political belief. Secularism means uh, that the government will not be supporting any religion and will treat all religions equally. And the RJD believes in working on and propagating socialist politics. Party has been developing solidarity network of landless laborers, peasants and farmers, other weaker groups, drawing inspiration from Gandhian values. And so we can see it is a socialist party, and it gets its support from landless laborers, peasants and farmers and other weaker groups. This is how most socialist parties are. They represent the um, non-property owning sections of society, and the party draws inspiration from Gandhian values. And Gandhian values include, I think, non-violence and equality of all, and other similar concepts that he espoused. The next party in the Mahagathbandhan alliance is the Indian National Congress. This is a national party, while the RJD is a local state party of Bihar. This is the ideology of the Congress. Democracy. This is a quote by Mahatma Gandhi. In the democracy which I have envisaged, a democracy established by non-violence, there will be equal freedom for all. Everybody will be his own master. It is to join a struggle for just such democracy that I invite you today. Nationalism. The field of battle lies before you. The flag of India beckons to you, and freedom herself awaits your coming. Who lives if India dies? Who dies if India lives? A quote by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. And so here we can see that the Congress supports democracy and nationalism. And also secularism. I come to the conclusion a long time ago that all religions were true and also that all had some error in them. And whilst I hold my by my own, I should hold others as dear as Hinduism. Our innermost prayer should be a Hindu, should be a better Hindu, a Muslim better Muslim, a Christian a better Christian. So here we can see Gandhi viewed all religions as true and that he wanted every Indian to follow their religion properly, and this is supported by the Congress. Inclusive growth. This is another Gandhi quote. I will give you a talisman whenever you are in doubt or when the self becomes too much with you. Apply the following tests. Test. Recall the face of the poorest and the weakest man or woman whom you may have seen, and ask yourself if the step you contemplate is going to be of any use to him or her. Will he or she gain anything by it? This uh, this shows that the Congress wants growth that includes not just the wealthy but also the poor. They believe that growth by itself is not inclusive. It has to be specifically tailored economically to be inclusive. And social justice, to say that a single human being, because of his birth, becomes untouchable, unapproachable, or invisible, is to deny God, Mahatma Gandhi said. So long as you do not achieve social liberty, whatever freedom is provided by the laws of no avail to you. Baba Sahib, uh, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar said. So we can see both these parties, Congress and RJD, have some similarities. They support secularism, social justice, also inclusive growth, which is somewhat uh, not socialist. It doesn't talk about making the economy a socialist economy, but means that the government must intervene to make sure that the lower uh, classes gain wealth too, not just the rich. The Janata Dal United is a part is a regional party of Bihar. It is a member of the NDA alliance. It is an advocate of secularism and social justice. And uh, its its leader Sri Nitish Kumar emerged from the ranks of socialist pioneers. So secularism and social justice are the same concepts that the RJD believes in, and Congress and the socialist pioneers. Socialism is also something that RJD believes, while Congress is more muted on it. Also, the JDU talks about Bihar's good governance and progress as becoming a source of strength for the JDU. This is not an ideological, at least explicitly ideological statement, or because obviously every party would want to govern well, but it shows that it is not merely focused on redistributing wealth as per socialism, it also is focused on governing well and progressing the state economically, which is not mentioned in the RJD website as one of their goals. Now, finally, I want to talk about the Bharatiya Janata Party, abbreviated as the BJP. It is a political party based on principles and ideals. Its work it Uh, its main belief that binds BHP workers is India's cultural values. According to Article 3 of the BJP's constitution, integral humanism is our core philosophy. This philosophy teaches us to consider the human body, mind, growth, and soul as one, meaning holistic. Integral humanism refers to the natural evolution of man and his wholeness through the expansion of his consciousness to the family, village, state, nation, and the universe. This philosophy sees a motherly relationship between nature and man in which we harness what we need while maintaining nature's health. Nationalism and national integration. India is not a collection of nations, not even a this is these are the five main commitments of the BHP's ideology. They formed a fabric of their ideological foundation. First is nationalism and national integration. They say that India is not a collection of nations, not even a nascent nation, but an eternal nation. The people of this country consider this land as their mother. The basis of this feeling is their ancient culture and the values it imparts. So, uh, the BJP views nationalism as part of the culture of India, a connection that present Indians have towards the past, which continues until the present. Democracy is another fundamental part of their ideology. They quote the Rig Veda, quote from the Rig Veda called Ekam Sad Vipra Bahuda Vadanti. Its meaning is there's only one truth. Scholars express it in different ways. Basically, that no one possesses the truth. What I say is right, what you say is also right. And another mantra in Sanskrit is Vade Vade Jayate Tattva Bodha. It means that through discussion we reach the essence. This mantra of reaching the truth through discussion has created a democratic ethos in India. So here they're talking about how democracy, some of its values, such as discussing matters and solving them through uh, conversation, and believing that no single person has the whole truth, and is shows that it are these are democratic ethos that they believe that Indian society has adopted. I agree with them. And however, I don't think that this means that India was a democracy in the same way it is now, because of course there were no elections before modern India. There were kings and emperors who took power through either conquest of certain regions in India or by inheriting the kingdom from their kingly fathers. And they say democracy system suited Indian society, which I think is true. It is suited. They also have Gandhian perspectives on social and economic issues, leading to an exploitation free and egalitarian society. This is another foundational principle of their ideology. They're talking about making an egalitarian society free from discrimination. They're referring to the caste system, which became toxic, deriving from untouchability. They talk about the Bhakti era pioneers to Mahatma Gandhi and Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, who had to struggle to free society from this. The BJP does not accept this. We believe that the same God resides equally in everyone. This is the philosophical basis of equality and dignity of all human beings. Our fundamental commitment is to free the country from social exploitation, create a harmonious society. Positive secularism and religious tolerance. At one time, the Pope and clergy in Western countries had immense control over government. However, this was found intolerable, and the protest led to the emergence of secularism. They compared this to secularism in India, which means respect for all religions. The ruler will not consider any sect or any method of worship as a state religion, or a system of governance. They're referring to not just modern India, but also ancient India, medieval India, and I agree with them on this, how they perceive Indian native reactions to religion in Hindu kingdoms and other native religious kings allowed other religions to be followed. But I disagree that they did not have a state religion. They did because they would often uh, worship certain gods or practice certain religions themselves and promote these religions, but they would allow other religions to be practiced. Finally, they talk about value based politics. The fifth tenet adopted by the BJP is value based politics. Integral humanism believes in value based politics. Without the commitment to set rules and values, political activity is merely a game of self interest. What this shows is that the JDU and RJD, both being Bihari regional parties, are quite similar to each other. They're both socialist and secular in the modern meaning, whereby they uh, basically believe that it's uh, comes from they take secularism as what is defined in the West, and the Congress does too. And unfortunately, in my opinion, the JDU, the RJD, and the Congress as well have made secularism as a form of minority appeasement, where they allow uh, they give support to religious minority groups, but not to the majority Hindu community. And the BJP differs in secularism in that matter, where they want to make treat all the religions equally, and they don't appease one religion against the other, at least not by policy. And however, the BJP is differs in secularism from the other parties by because they believe secularism comes from within India's ethos itself, traditional cultural ethos, not an out foreign imposition. So these are the differences between the parties, the ideological differences, and I just wanted to inform the viewers, especially viewers in Bihar, so that they can understand where the different parties stand. And I personally hope that the BJP wins because I think the BJP and the JDU alliance, the NDA alliance wins because I think that would be better for Bihar. But I don't think if it wins that it's going to make major changes in Bihar. I don't think it's going to make Bihar developed state in 5 years or anything like that. It'll have some most other problems that the RGT would have if it was elected, but it'll be a little better. That's all I'm saying. But ultimately, it is not my job to tell who the people of Bihar should vote for. That is their decision, and whoever they vote for, I will accept that result and not criticize them. So that's all I wanted to say. Please share your thoughts in the comments section. If you want to see other videos about Indian nationalism with respect to current events, click here. If you want to see my previous video, click here. If you want to see the sources I use for this video, click the links in the description below. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.